Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Logan. I'm here with my amazing co-host.
It's boy, Brayden Noble.
And welcome back to Actors POV.
OV, baby.
Episode
boom,
15. Boom. Let's get it. 15 weeks in, man. Brayden, how do you feel, bro? How you doing over there, my guy?
I'm doing all right, man.
Yeah.
You know, I went to this Brazilian steakhouse today, so I was eating it up. I was going,
man.
nom.
I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You know, I've been wanting to hit up some Mexican food recently, man. I don't know if it was like Cinco de Mayo or what it was, dog. But I was sitting there and I was like, I need some quesadillas or something, bro.
Yeah. I mean, quesadillas are good, bro.
Who
doesn't want like quesadilla, bro?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Dang, man. I'm a little jealous. Yeah, dude, we're out here doing our thing, bro. We're doing this movie that we're both really excited about, and they accepted it too, which is freaking awesome. I'm glad
they already accepted the script,
did that, which is awesome. So, if you guys that don't know, me and Brayden are writing and going to be making this little 9-minute short.
Writing, producing, directing, and acting.
Yeah, acting as well. It's called The Dark Room, and yeah, it's so funny. We came up with that name in like 2 seconds. That was the first name we came up with, and then we're like, hey, you know what? It's kind of
mentioned
catchy.
something like the ninth hour or something like that.
Yeah,
but like the dark room just felt, it wasn't too pushy, but it wasn't too generic. You know what I mean? It was perfect.
No, you're right. No, it just weirdly worked.
Yeah.
And so we kind of stuck with it. But no, it's a really fun horror short that we're doing, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys and for you guys to see it. It'll be out later this year, so we're really hyped. It's our little baby that we've been creating, and yeah, super fun stuff. And listen, we're still kind of raising funds for it. So if you're listening to us right now or watching, whatever you're doing, I'll leave the link in the description for the GoFundMe. You guys can go ahead and support it. I believe if you get past like a certain donation level, you get a signed poster, right?
Yes, if you do like $20, if you donate $20, you get a signed poster and your name and like the credits, like a special thank you. You know what I mean?
Love that, baby. Love that. So yeah, go ahead and do that, and you get a little signed poster from us, from both of us, and we'll send it your way. But yeah, anyway, you can go support it. Even just following the GoFundMe page helps out a lot, and then sharing and all that fun stuff. But we're just trying to get some more money to kind of make the movie that we want to make. You know what I mean? We probably could, but it's not going to be the quality that you guys want to see or that we want to see. You know what I mean? We want to really get it to where we want it to be and kind of deliver the best possible thing. But yeah, you guys go check that out, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can follow us on the Instagram page. It's called The Dark Room.
At The Dark Room movie.
At The Dark Room movie, baby. Go check that out. I'll leave the link in the description again, so you guys can go check out there. My boy Brayden, he's running all that, bro. He's going crazy on it. We just finally announced our cast for it. Our cast is set. Dates are set.
We've only had it for like 4 or 5 days. We're past 50 followers, so
let's go, baby.
Page is doing really well. Yeah, people are getting behind it. People are really hyped for it. So
yeah,
it makes me excited.
And you know what we could do too, man, is we could do an Actors POV episode where it's all about the movie. You know what I mean? Like once we go later in the year and just break down the film, you know what I mean? Maybe do a live commentary, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that, dude. That'd be really fun just to kind of talk over it. But
yeah, we should do that, like live panel type thing.
Yeah, it'd be dope. It'd be dope. It's not like it's too long anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Episode 15 now. We are filming this on Sunday, man. This past Friday, me and the homie Brayden went and watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3, dude. What a movie. Great time. People are calling this the best Marvel movie they've ever seen. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I don't know about Brayden. His thoughts might change on it. I actually just went and watched it again today. This morning. Went and watched it, and my thoughts haven't changed too much. I'm still kind of where I am, but I feel a little bit better about some things.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go into it, man. Right, if you got the synopsis and everything, baby, let's pull it up. Let's get it going.
I'm getting it going. Going. Yeah, did you go with your brother today to see the film?
Yeah.
That's
cool.
He's
been wanting to see it, man. Went to our go-to spot again, man, and left my keys in the theater afterwards. And you can't go through the exit, so I had to go all the way back around. It was a pain, but it was worth it, though. It was good to see that film again, man.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
So, still reeling from the loss of Gamora, Peter Quill must rally his team to defend the universe and protect one of their own. If the mission is not completely successful, it could possibly lead to the ends of the Guardians as we know them.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh,
them
okay. All
boys.
right, bro. I see you. I see you. Dang, man. See, that's a good synopsis again. There was like a little era there where we were kind of had some bad synopsis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
it
was
was like
like a
three
little
episodes
rough.
in a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
row.
But now we're kind of going back on the upslope,
The
man.
slope is up, yeah.
Um, yeah, dude, crazy stuff. All right, Brady. So I think I went first with my little 30-second summary last time. If you just kind of want to
Yeah.
just give your thoughts on it, say what you feel, how you're feeling. You know,
And have you guys seen um did we ever post the video?
we
The
did.
live
Now I
reaction?
was just thinking
Okay.
about that, and I'm actually really mad that we didn't do it, which is
Okay.
totally on me because you sent it to me.
It's whatever. Um, yeah, in the live reaction, you know what I mean? I thought it was a really good film, and I still think that. My opinion has changed a little bit, and in a good way. I actually think the film is a lot better than I thought it was in the beginning, and I thought it was already super amazing. Definitely a lot closer of if I like it over certain films than others. So I was just about to do the ranking right here. I was like, like save it for the end of the
Let me
episode.
just rank him real quick.
Yeah, no. But dude, it was such a great film. I feel like it's a perfect way to end with a happy ending. It leaves you feeling for the Guardians because it was a happy ending, and it's sad it's over because it doesn't need to be over, but it's just ending. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Nothing good lasts forever, but the music was awesome, and I've actually been appreciating the soundtrack more and more. I've been listening to the soundtrack over the last few days.
good soundtrack.
Vibe with it. Yeah, yeah, vibe with it. The acting was awesome. A lot of the scenes were awesome. Overall, one of the best Marvel movies, and they definitely saved Marvel's butt recently with that film. A lot of the when you compare it to what everything's come out this year, it's not even comparable of who's done it the best so far.
Yeah,
So
no, I agree. I'm what you did. Yeah, no, it was definitely a fun film. Really enjoyed it. It's still it's not really even close to the top 10 Marvel movies for me. I know everybody usually has it. From what I've seen, everybody, literally every single person has it in their top five, top three.
mhm.
It's just not up there for me. But it's a great Marvel film. I think it's great. Like you said, man, James Gunn, man, just took it from underground Marvel and brought it back up. And that's why it just made me more excited to see what he does with DC. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
really, really excited for that dude. I mean, this guy knows how to build a franchise up. He has one of the best Marvel trilogies. He created one of the best Marvel trilogies, some of the best character development we've seen. We'll get into all that later.
Mhm.
But really good stuff. So I'm excited to see what he does. A lot of characters really shined in this. It almost makes the previous two movies a little bit better, which is what a third movie in a trilogy should do, and it
Yeah.
accomplished that. Just had a really good time with it, man. You're gonna laugh. People are saying it made them cry. I didn't really cry. I didn't really even get emotional either. I enjoyed the art for what it was.
Yeah.
But I had a really good time with it, man. It's a fun film that I really enjoyed. The one thing I'm just worried about is the hype is what's going to make me hate this movie more and more. You know what I mean? There's films
Yeah.
out there that like you go watch and then people hype it as the best thing ever, and then you watch it and you're like, oh, it's good.
It
You
was
know,
good.
it's good. It's in this movie I would even say it's great. But then you got
Mhm.
people that are saying it's the best, and it's kind of like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of
Yeah.
hurt me. People are putting it above Civil War and all these others, and I'm like, I don't know, man. But no, everybody has their own opinion. But it's just for me, it's kind of like a little rough. But no, I really enjoyed it for what it was, dude. I'm excited to dive into the pros and cons here and to kind of give my thoughts.
Yeah, where you want to start? You want to start? Probably cons, I
Cons,
guess.
yeah, no, we have
There's not. I'd probably maybe have
yeah.
like one or two.
I have only really two cons on here.
Yeah.
So do you want to go first?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
go for it.
Um, I guess one of my cons is this. They did it twice with Rocket and Chris Pratt, and obviously spoiler review. But you take away. I felt at the end there definitely was no risk. You know what I meant? Like in these types of films, this is the last film we were all expecting somebody to die, and like I said, spoiler review, nobody dies. You know
Okay.
what I mean? There's two times where Rocket literally goes to heaven practically, and then Star-Lord literally turns into a gas bubble and practically explodes. I just think that you shouldn't have done both and not executed one of them, at least. You know what I mean? So, and it's nothing that like completely ruins the film. I understand. I think it's because James Gunn, it's his last movie and he wasn't doing like, he just wanted to end it happily because he's not going to be a part of Marvel anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I can totally understand it. He's not going to leave off pissing people off. You know what I mean? So, is it the ending that really could have served the story the best? I don't know. But is it the ending that I understand he did it? Yeah. So, it wasn't movie detrimental, but definitely. we were sitting there and I was screaming like Adam Warlock, get him, get him, get him. And he got him. And it was almost, but like I predicted it. And I saw, I like, I want you to prove me wrong. Like I was feeling, you saw me, I got on my chair. I was like, no fucking way. They're about to do this to him.
Yeah.
You could have executed that and really put me in my feels. But as you saw at the end, they announced Chris Pratt will be back. So
Yeah.
it couldn't.
Yeah, I'm in agreement, dude. I totally went. That was my biggest con coming out of that film was saying, "Wow, you built this up to be this big ending. Since this is gonna be a crazy ending, you're gonna be at the edge of
Even
your
Nebula,
seat."
that would have screwed me up. I didn't really like
Something.
Nebula in all the other films, but the last two Guardians, like she really opened herself, or like the last Guardian, she opened herself in like the Avengers movie, and in this
Yeah,
film, I actually really liked her. Like she was really cool.
I thought she was one of the best parts of the second Guardians,
Hmm.
and that relationship going on there with the whole
That's what I
Gamora
was
and
saying. That's
Nebula
where they
thing.
started it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was the whole the reason that I actually appreciate Guardians 2 for what it is that fact right there. But no, yeah, just kill somebody off. Just kill one of the main off. It doesn't matter who it is. Just do it in the right way. And they had multiple opportunities in this
Dude,
movie to
Drax
do it.
got blasted in the chest.
That,
Like
that-
that's what it kind of felt like. It felt like every time James was trying to like scare us with who we were gonna thought was gonna die, and then he ended up just leaving everybody to live.
yeah,
So
I understand why they did it. Like you said, they did it to leave on a good note. But once again, when you just don't build it up to be this big thing, if you're not going to take those risks, you know what I mean? That's what kind of got me. And I was like, I wasn't the biggest fan of that. But
especially with how dramatically they went with it.
well, for every time someone almost died, the music started playing. You're like, oh, it's going down. Then second time, you're like, all right, you know what? First time, whatever, it's going down now. And then a third and fourth time, you're like, dude, what are we doing? Like,
Are they
you know what I'm
dead or
saying?
what? Yeah.
Yeah. And since death is almost looming over this entire movie, it's almost like a door was kind of creeped open a little bit. You know what I mean? And all they had to do was go into it. And instead, they were like, let's want to open it a little bit more and look at it, and then go the other way. You know what I mean? That's what I felt like they were
Shut
doing.
the door again.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So like it felt very strange. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. And that's definitely on my con list as well, dude. Do you have any other ones? You said that was the only one.
I'm trying to think, but yeah, I really think that probably was the only other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I so I have two more. I just thought of this other one. It's more nitpicky. But this isn't necessarily a con for just this movie. Just Guardians of the Galaxy movies overall. Coming out of it, you kind of told me the reason you like Guardians of the Galaxy so much in this trilogy is, and why they're some of your favorite movies, is because they're so unique and they stand out from the other Marvel movies, which I totally respect. But that's actually a con for me with every one of these films. It like I can't as a viewer relate to what's going on because it seems so fantastical, like and like a big fantasy. And I understand it's superheroes. Like I know people are gonna be coming for my throat. Oh, it's Captain America's. There's no such thing like that, man. I understand that, but Civil War, the intention behind it, the actual plot, right, of the government getting involved, so like even the Winter Soldier, it was a more grounded movie. And I know I say this every single week. I love grounded films, and these movies which they're not supposed to be grounded. They're supposed to be fun, which I totally understand. But like for me personally, it's not my taste. I still love these movies for what they are. I'm just saying I would rather sit through, really any of the Captain America movies, even the first one, and kind of enjoy that grounded approach than the newer Guardians movies. But that's not really a shot against this movie. That's just the Guardians movies in general. They're kind of out there. And some other Marvel movies are like that as well, but it's not just Guardians, but this one kind of takes it to these movies take it to the whole new level of, these weird space creatures. There's a carrot guy in this one. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. But that's something that always kind of bothers me with these films. And then my other one is like, I thought and this can kind of be a segue. It's more of just like a mixed feeling. It's gonna be a segue into the pros. I know people were saying this is like a top 3 villain, and I know you really like the villain as well.
I did love the villain,
but I don't know, man. He wasn't really there for me. Like I don't. He's not top 10 for me. Maybe not even he's not top 5. Maybe not even top 10. He might creep into the top 10, maybe like number 8 or 9. But like it's just not. It's not it for me. Like he just was screaming. And second time watching it, it was even more annoying. Like he just was screaming the entire movie, dude. And it's like, he didn't have that backstory. I couldn't connect with him as much as I could with some of the recent villains like Kang. It wasn't really there for me. He wasn't as menacing as I would have liked. And and just I don't know. I didn't really enjoy him. There was something off of it. It's almost like he wasn't a real threat. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
it was
I
weird. I
see
don't
what
know.
you're saying. They didn't really have enough time to give him background. Like this is the
Hmm.
first film we've ever heard of him, and like they just kind of threw him in there being like the main. It's kind of the same thing with Rocket's background. Like at least with Rocket, we've seen him the whole time. So now when you go back and watch the clips and like you see the things he talks about, they make sense. But like with him, we've never seen him. Like he's never been in anything else. So it's kind of like I get what you're saying. It's not their fault, but it is for doing that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because like I mean,
Um,
even with King, bro, that was really the first time. No, I mean we saw King in the Loki
mhm,
thing, but I didn't even watch the Loki show. But the way that they
yeah.
kind of went about King, they made him really
They gave him a
menacing.
better. I feel like they gave him a better backstory.
Yeah.
See, the menacing though, I really thought the guy in this one was very menacing. Like I know he was screaming a lot of the time, but that's like I think that was the point of his character was supposed to be over emotional. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
He's not like well, I get what you're saying with like Kang. Kang is more of like the reason he's so scary is because it's like he already knows he's a step ahead of you. It's like playing chess with him. Like he's just like looking at you. You're already thinking of a plan. He's already knows you're thinking, and he knows it won't work.
That's what I
Compared to
love.
this guy was so obsessive over the fact of Rocket. That's why he came off so emotional. I
Right.
think
And
because he's like,
creating that
I
perfect
need
world.
him. I need him. I
Yeah.
need him. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get what you're saying.
Hmm.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying because he was screaming a lot. But I did enjoy his character though.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I did enjoy his character. I thought it
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
No, yeah,
But that's the only thing I can say about it, I guess.
and I thought the actor did great. I thought the actor definitely he did what was written in the script, and that's the way that James Gunn wanted to kind of go forward with it, which once again I respect. But just for me personally, like it was just not the type of villain that I enjoy. It was very
Mhm. He's
I
very
don't know.
different from someone like Thanos and someone like Kang, you know what I mean?
I like that calm demeanor. I think that's more scary to me. You know what I mean?
It
Like
it, it is that like if you want
yeah,
to how you said menacing, it is
yeah.
definitely more menacing
Yeah.
of a
Yeah.
vibe.
100%. 100%. But it's not that I didn't like him. It was just, people are once again, saying, and I think you feel this way as well, saying he's a top 3 villain, for a lot of people. But
I'd say
for
top
me,
five.
top 5,
But I don't know about top three. I'd have to we'd have to sit here. We should do
we
that
could
one
do,
day.
yeah, I was about to say we could do that one day.
You know
Yeah,
how
I'm
like
down.
that Penguins guy does that, where he puts the blackboard and it's like S A B C D tier.
We did a tier list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tier list.
I've done that before. Let's do it, dude. I'm
And
down.
yeah,
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 let's
that'd be
make it
cool.
happen. Um,
Dude, new segments unlocked.
yes, what? So, tier list segment? Stop playing.
Tier
Stop
list
playing.
segments, yo,
Uh,
yo, y'all are
but
lucky.
but no, man. Yeah, no, he was good. Like I said, it wasn't. It's gonna be one of those characters that people are either gonna really like, or it's gonna be like me, where it's like it was solid. He didn't make or break the
Mhm.
movie. You know what I mean? That's not what the film was
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
This
no,
movie
hundred
was
percent.
heavily on Rocket for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see, man. Yeah, so just dive right into the pros. That was kind of all the cons. For me.
Yeah,
Brayden, if you want to kind of start out the pros, man, with some of the. I guess you can go into characters, right? Because we were kind of talking about them a little bit.
yeah. The characters, man, the character arcs in these movies were just amazing. Like you really get to see the resolution of everything they've been building from the start. Like watching a video on Instagram, like in the first movie where Rocket's drunk and he's talking about how like they called him a rodent, and he was like, "You don't know how many times they took me apart and put me back together, apart, together, apart." And it's like now when you see this film and you like look back at those, you're like, "Holy shit."
Yeah.
Like they really did such a good job at building these characters and like building Rocket into the new captain, you know what I mean? Allowing Star-Lord to finally not rely on someone else and go home and face, the biggest tragedy in his life. And then someone like Gamora, she broke free, you know what I mean? She understood who she was before finally, but she accepted she wasn't going to be that person again.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Mantis went off on her own foot. Like everybody had their own thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drax decided to be a dad again, after his
I
wife and
love
child
that,
died.
dude.
I love
Yeah,
that,
no,
dude.
that
It was
that that,
like
that made me happy, man.
that did kind of make me
You're not meant to
emotional
be a
because like
destroyer. You're meant to be a
yeah,
dad. I was like,
yeah, because in
ah,
like dude, in like Endgame and stuff, like Thanos is the one that did that. And it's like when you
yeah.
think about those clips, like, damn, bro, he's a dad again. Yeah, so it was just like the actors did an amazing job. This cast is just great crew. And
Mm.
it sucks because I know we probably won't see some of them again, but at least we get a few of them. You know what I mean? We're gonna
Yeah.
be keeping like 3 or 4 of them, I think.
No, 100%. And I read this somewhere too. Apparently, like, I didn't know this. There's a comic where Star Lord goes off and does his own stuff. and it's like a
Mm.
solo mission thing. So people are saying that's kind of might be where they're why at the end instead of because in the previous two Guardians of the Galaxy movies it would say the Guardians will return or whatever, the Guardians Galaxy will be back.
Yeah,
And now in this movie at the end it says the
our
legendary
Lord.
Star Lord will return. So like they're
Wow.
obviously I think they're tipping the hat. Something's gonna happen there. It's either gonna be a TV show, which once again my opinion on that. I'm not a big TV show
Yeah.
guy. Or they're gonna make him have his own movie, which I'll be down for whatever. To be honest.
Because I didn't know, like, I guess Zoe, who plays Gamora, like, she didn't want to do it for that long. Like,
No.
James Gunn, I guess, planned to kill her off in like the second movie. Like, what the fuck? I didn't know that.
Which is why they probably made her so different. They brought her back from Endgame and was like, dude, you could like this Gamora is not like the Gamora in the first two films at all. It's a
Nope.
whole nother character. So it's
Oh,
probably
dude.
fun for her just to be different.
Yeah, and also, dude, Adam Warlock was phenomenal, bro. Love that
I
dude.
enjoyed him.
He's gonna be such a great character in the series now.
It probably wasn't the direction I would have gone with the character, but
Mhm.
I loved it. I thought it worked really well with the comedy.
It's because
And
they're trying to make him a good guy right off the bat. Because,
right,
like, that's
right,
the
right,
thing.
right.
They should have just introduced him helping the Guardians. It should
Mhm.
have never been him as a villain. Like, when you look at someone like MODOK, he was a villain, like, but he never really was a villain when you find out who he was in Ant-Man. You know what I mean? And so, like, there's a different feel to it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Where it kind of is more understandable. But I get what you're saying with this one. I feel like it almost like they pushed it. Like, he's such
Yeah.
like a little baby face, too. Like, he's like sitting over here like grabbing the wall and he's like son, mother,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was great. He played the character well, but I get what you're saying. I don't know if maybe that's where, I would have made him a little more menacing.
Yeah, well, it's the perfect character for that actor, that Cameron guy, dude. He plays that kind of
Yeah.
nerdy, like weird guy perfectly, dude. I mean, it's
Mhm.
like it's the character for him. If they would have went the more, comic book Adam Warlock direction, you're gonna see a different actor probably in that state.
Yeah.
But there definitely was kind of like a nerdiness to him that I thought was pretty cool. You know what I mean? It worked
Yeah.
well for the film. Yeah, that's why I didn't put it in my negatives. I thought it worked well as well. And yeah, just the characters overall, like you said, man, the way that they built it up over this trilogy in such a good way, man. I thought it was executed beautifully. Once you do three films about the same group of characters, it can get old quick. And
Yeah.
somehow James Gunn just makes it more and more interesting. You know what I mean?
Is it
And he's still adding stuff to these characters. And like I said, one thing I love about this film is it makes the previous two films better, which you never see in
Yeah.
a trilogy. You never see that. It might
Yeah.
be out there a little bit, but it's hard to find. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Can you?
Yeah, me
Like where
neither.
a third movie in a trilogy was like a beautiful way to wrap it up. When it came to character development, you can't right off the top of your head. So,
Mhm.
just great stuff by him, and like you said, man, I loved what he did with these characters, and love what he did with Rocket Raccoon, man. Like you said, the subtle nuances, you know what I mean, that they did kind
Yeah.
of leading up to this, I thought was
It
perfect.
makes
And
it
it
feel
was
like
great.
he had the vision from the very start. Like he knew
Yeah.
where it was always going to go?
Yeah, and make
So,
Rocket the leader. It's so cool, dude. It's really well
yeah.
done. Yeah, dude, and I guess we can go to the writing after that. I mean, dialogue and stuff like that, pacing. I'm a big pacing guy. I thought the pacing was perfect. There was no point throughout the film.
Pacing was
Which, by the
great.
way, I meant to bring this up. Remember, after the film, I walked out and I said, "Dude, that third act was way too long." I
Yeah.
went and watched it today, and it went by way smoother. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But like the pacing, I thought was great. Like I didn't like that they kept going back to the ship over and over and over, going out and going back in. But like I actually didn't have a problem with it in my second watch, which is why just like reviewing a movie off the first watch is so hard to do because your
Yeah.
opinion changes so much. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that would have been in my cons, but actually it didn't. I thought the pacing was actually really well done. Writing was great. The dialogue, there was no cheesy dialogue. I mean, the one line in the was it the elevator or whatever you want to call that thing, the space elevator that they were all in, and Chris Pratt is basically talking about Gamora, how he was
Gamora.
in love with her and all that, and then Nebula's like, "Yep, that's the gist of it." Like that line just seemed like it wasn't really needed. Like the lines before that were funny. We could have ended it right there, and that extra line, like nobody laughed both times we were in the theater.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it was in the trailer.
Dude,
I don't know.
How was that one scene with the special friend again?
Oh, dude, dude, everybody was dying laughing in the theater, bro. It was so good.
Dude,
And I went and
that
watched this
man
movie at
needs
10
like
o'clock
an
this morning.
Emmy.
Dude, it was
That man
great.
needs an Emmy for that performance.
Bro, it was gold, dude. It was gold. And
He's the boss's son.
yeah,
I have one of
and
those guys too.
Yeah. No, it's so well done. And you see him in the back, like, What's what
What I do?
me?
Me?
He's like, no, I thought you were talking about something else, dude. It was so funny, dude. I mean, it was really well done.
Hmm.
And that too, man, the comedy, like it was awesome. And a movie that is a very, like I said, I mean, death is looming over this entire plot and this entire film. And the fact that you were able to bring in comedy and not distract the main purpose of this film, which once again is centered around Rocket dying, within like the next 48 hours, it was really well done, and it didn't take away from either of those emotions. So I thought that they did a really good job with that.
Hmm. No, yeah,
Um,
100%.
do you have any other ones? I got like two more.
Yeah, now looking back on it, like it was never a bad thing, but I said in the theater, I still kind of feel this way. It's a soundtrack. It's definitely a pro. The soundtrack in Guardians is always a banger. I do think it is like maybe the worst out of the three, only because like they really picked some of the most iconic songs for the first two. But this one, like, for the vibe it's going for, like, it was perfect. Like, now that I've been sitting there and, like, the dog days are over. I was playing that in the car. The dog days are over. Dude,
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, no, it's really
Yep.
over. I'm like driving to like the store and I'm like, oh my God, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
you're right. And we talked about this too, and I'll bring it up later when we do the ranking with the Guardians movies. I thought the soundtrack is what carried the second Guardians movie. I think the second Guardians movie has the best soundtrack out of all three movies.
Hmm.
Then it goes first, and then the third.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's not that there's nothing against it. It's just the vibe is more depressing in a
Yeah.
lot of instances, and you want to kind of be a little more hype.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's kind of what the first two Guardians offer.
Yeah.
With the soundtrack. But no, that was in my pros as well. I like that.
Yeah. Gotta
I
love
like
it.
that.
The soundtrack was fire.
Yes, sir. And then I wrote down. I got three more actually. I wrote down these two names, just James Gunn and Rocket Raccoon. We already kind of talked about James Gunn and his creative mind and how he was able to build this trilogy in such a great way with really no or not a lot of plot holes, not a lot of any of that. I thought it
Yeah.
was really well done. Also, dude, I saw an interview like the press for this film. He said that he wrote the Guardians one scene when he's talking about the Infinity Stones or whatever when it's first talked about. He said he
Hmm.
wrote that scene in like an hour and a half, and he knew about it, and in it he's like, yeah, I just made it up. And people were like, oh, he didn't create and I guess he's like they thought he was taking credit for the Infinity Stones or whatever. He wasn't saying that. He just said that he created like he just came up with the idea of how they were made, like the whole lore for the MCU, which is how that's pretty much where they are now. He wrote that
Yeah.
entire scene in an hour and a half, is what he said, which is wild. Like that's unreal, dude.
That's
And
pretty
and
crazy,
that's what
bro.
led to Endgame. You know what I mean? That's what led to now. Like it's pushing the MCU forward, the
That's freaking
biggest
crazy.
franchise, or I guess whatever you want to call it, series of movies we've ever seen. This an hour and a half scene that he wrote. It's like, oh, that's great. This is
Jesus.
good stuff. But yeah, no, James Gunn. I just wrote his name down because that dude deserves all the credit in the world. Absolutely killed it. I wrote down Rocket Raccoon. Bradley Cooper once again with a really really good
Dude, you know what I didn't know?
job. Yeah,
Sean Gunn, the guy who has like
yeah,
the whistle thing now, he
yeah,
plays Rocket. Like he does the body stuff for Rocket.
yeah. I remember seeing
I
that.
didn't know that. I
Yeah,
did not know that.
yeah.
So
It's
that's
pretty
super
dope.
cool, man.
Yeah, no, dude. James Gunn's dope for bringing his brother on like that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Yeah, that's so
That's a
cool.
good dude, man. That's a good
He's
dude.
good. He's a good actor.
Yeah, no, he did actually really good. Like that's the thing, man. Taking the boots of was it
I
Michael
actually really
Rooker?
like this. Yeah, I actually really like this
No, I
character.
thought it was solid. Yeah, it's high. He never wants to like confront anything
Yeah,
except for
yeah,
the end
yeah.
there. Like even his character development, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
He
Over
was
the
such a baby
films,
the
dude.
entire franchise, and then toward the end there, he started kind of coming around a little bit,
Yeah.
and started facing the literally the
The
post credit scene at
adversity.
the end. You know what I mean? Going out there and fighting, man. It was really cool. Um, and yeah, I wrote down Rocket Raccoon. Just like I said, him as a character was great. Bradley Cooper. Just his whole backstory. And that's one thing I really appreciate. There's a lot of flashback scenes throughout this entire film, and they're all well done.
Hmm.
Like, and it doesn't mess up with the pacing. Like, that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing. Like, I don't know how it worked, but it worked. So big props to the editing team. And speaking of editing, I mean, the special effects, dude, was incredible.
So
I mean,
good.
just the
And
of
I saw
Rocket.
that with James Gunn. Like they even talked about like with their shots, when they were in like the galaxy and it was like the whole like thing is twisting and then it like twists like
Yeah.
horizontally. Like, dude, super cool scenes of the galaxy.
Mhm.
But like, it was all in editing. I remember they were like, we're trying to make like a really big canvas with this movie.
Yeah. No, it was gorgeous. I mean, dude, I mean the shots, like I said, so like I said, I'm not a big fan of like the fantasy stuff, but that's where the visual effects really shine. This is a
Mhm.
beautiful. All the Guardians movies are beautiful, dude. The cinematography, the shots, the editing,
I love
it's
their
really well
astronaut
done.
costumes. Like, I liked how everybody had a
Oh,
different
the
color.
Among Us type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, that
It
was
was a
gold,
good
dude.
vibe. It was a good vibe.
Yeah, they put it in the locker
Yeah,
and it goes
yeah.
out. Yeah, no, that was pretty funny, dude. Let's see. Oh, and that's another thing too that this is kind of a small thing, but I really enjoyed when they're in there in that little room or whatever, and then you see the buildup of them walking up to the room, the bad guys or whatever, the guards. You know, like usually in movies they'll like go to open the door and then they'll all of a sudden like be gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I appreciate about that scene is they open the door and they're just standing there, and I thought that
And
was
then
like
he was
really well
like,
done. Yeah.
"What are you doing?"
Yeah, because you don't expect it. They didn't follow like the typical like movie trope. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
appreciate that. I was like, oh, that's cool. I totally expected them to be like on the roof or something. You know,
Yeah, no, me
on the
too.
ceiling.
They're hiding under the fucking
Right in
locker.
the locker. Yeah, I know. So that was really well done. Let's see, man. Oh, and the action. I thought the action was really well done. Fighting scenes,
Dude, the
great.
fight scenes were awesome, dude.
Though I think I already know the one coming to your head with Groot and Quill.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude, so good, bro. I mean, when he uses the shield and it's like, dude, it looks like a John Wick scene, bro.
That's what I
So
was
well
gonna say. It
done.
was like John Wick scene,
Yeah,
100%, and the cinematography was amazing with how they shot it.
hmm
Dude, so cool. No,
so
I
good.
give that to you. The fight scenes were probably maybe say the best of the Guardians movies. I don't know.
I would say so. And then even when Groot jumps out and he has the wings, bro, dude, that I got hyped, bro. Like it
I
was
was gonna
just
even say
so
the
cool.
hallway scene where they all fight in the hallway. It's like all five of them versus.
So that's actually what I have written down. The 5 minute action, dude. That scene went on for like 5 minutes, easy.
Dude,
I
it
mean,
was
it was just,
fire.
and it was all like just so cut together really well. Like you said, dude, you see all of them working together. It was really good.
Straight
I liked it.
badassery.
And also, I watched it on the second watch. Dude, I started noticing like it was really realistic in the sense of like they actually messed up. Like some of the characters would like fall into each other sometimes and stuff like that. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I'm assuming it was. It just added to like the realism of it. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
you're not gonna fight perfectly every time. You know, hit your marks. You know what I mean? Jump over people perfectly. You know, like you're not gonna attack. You don't rehearse this stuff. You know, these Guardians they don't rehearse it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For this exact like situation. So like you'll see this like they kind of push each other out of the way sometimes. Like I don't know. I really enjoyed the realism effect to it. And that kind of brought me into the scene a little bit more. So next time you watch it, look for that, dude. It's
Yeah,
actually
I was
pretty
gonna say I
funny.
didn't notice that. That's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
But yeah, I mean that's it for my pros, man, as well. I mean this film overall, I think the reason that we're not spending too much time on it is because like it's just it
It's
there's not
super
a
self-explanatory.
yeah it knows what it is. It
Yeah.
achieved that. I think by the way, it also had the best opening. Let's talk about the ending too. But I think it had one of the best openings. Like it was just like really laid back.
So it's
Like
hard for me, bro. That opening scene of Guardians 1 with Star-Lord is
even
like one of
Guardians
the
too.
hardest scenes, bro, for
Yeah,
me. Where he's like dancing to the music for the
yeah.
first time. Like, it's so iconic.
You're right. You're right. And what's cool
But
is
I
you
get
look
what
at
you're saying. Like,
yeah.
this is definitely battles it.
Yeah, because like it's like I don't know. It was there's not a lot going on at all. It's almost
Hmm.
like you're getting reintroduced to all these characters you haven't seen in a while, you know. But
Yeah.
like what I
It's like
liked
relearning
about it,
everybody almost.
right, exactly, dude. And that's what I liked about it. It was just so calm, and it kind of set the tone for the entire film. Like it wasn't just hey, we're fighting this big monster like at the beginning of Guardians 2. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
This is
They're
serious. You
they're
know
in
what I mean?
home.
Yeah,
They're in
this
their what they call home.
right. And you're in nowhere. This is a big time deal. This movie's gonna be serious, and I really like that they kind of set the tone early with that. And then the
Hmm.
ending too. I guess we could talk about that, dude. We had two very different thoughts on it. What do you think about how it kind of wrapped up?
Now, as it's set off more and more, like I said, I think I actually like it a lot more. I think killing somebody off at the end, and I realized why they couldn't have done it is because this movie's all about Rock. They would have had to kill Rocket. Like that's all. That's literally where it would have been. Like if you killed anybody
Sure.
else, you taking such a big importance away from the whole story that we just built with Rocket. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think that's why the two big scary ones were him and Quill. Because like to me, realistically, even Groot wouldn't have made as much sense. I don't know why. It just wouldn't have made sense to kill anybody with the route they went of this film. So more and more, I've actually liked it. Like, I'm glad they ended on a happy note. I feel like with the other films, that's where we experience, like, when you think about Civil War, like, it was this fucking sad movie at the end, bro. When you're thinking about Infinity War, that shit was sad, bro. Like, a lot of these movies are sad in the end. Like,
Well,
they just don't, you know what
it,
I mean? It's not that they don't ever win sometimes. They win, but
yeah,
they don't internally win.
yeah.
This
Well,
film was all about
sorry, go ahead.
what were you gonna say?
No. I was gonna say it's so funny that those are the most depressing movies, and those are my top two Marvel
But no,
movies.
but they're great. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that they're bad. They're
No,
great.
no,
They're
no.
great.
I know. I'm just saying that it's funny that you mentioned that because, like,
Yeah.
yeah, my two favorite Marvel movies are the most depressing. Like, I
Yeah.
like the realism to it. You know what I mean? But no, I totally understand. Like, they got to win sometimes as well. That's what you're
And
saying. Like, they're going to
this
win.
and that was the thing. This whole movie was all about them like self-reflecting. Like they were all like basically rebuilding themselves as people. They were working on themselves the whole time. They realized at the end each person finally identified who they were and what they needed with their lives. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mantis had to go. Chris had to
Right.
go home. Rocket needed to be the leader now. Like it was just cool seeing them all successfully find their self-identity whilst seeing everybody happy in the end. It
Yeah.
was like I said, it sucks because when I was telling my friends, it's like it's not a sad ending, but you're sad it's over. You're
Yeah.
sad because it's over because you know it doesn't have to be, and you know that they're all still okay. It's just like we're never gonna get to see that again, pretty much, and we don't know
Oh,
why. You know,
yeah. And also the song choice at the end was perfect. I don't know
dude,
what that song is. What is it? Do you
that's
know it?
the dog
Okay.
days are
Okay.
over.
Bro, it's so good. I don't know why, but like it's a feel good song, bro. Once again, the
Oh,
soundtrack
dude,
is so good. I love it.
yeah, yeah,
It's really well
yeah.
done. No, I totally understand that, dude. Yeah, I definitely wanted something a little bit more of a it wasn't what I expected, and maybe just kind of threw me off. But even on like my
I
second watch,
totally agree.
I think I appreciated it. On the
Yeah.
second watch a little bit more than on the first watch because I knew what I was going into. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I expected a little bit more out of it. You know what I mean? And
I
it was a good ending. And it was a good ending. I'm glad the way that they wrapped it
It
up.
felt like it
You
should
don't
have
want the
went
characters to
down
die.
like it should have been this type of thing. Even if they all lived, I can even understand like it should have been like fireworks and explosions and like concert type thing. It's not like actual concert, but like the vibe of that when you think of that in
Bowser
your head,
comes
like
in. Yeah,
just that rush, you know what I mean? That
sure.
rush at the end. Like this is like, you know, in some people's mind, this is one of the best Marvel franchises, and it's like you're really ending it off. You should have popped it with a bang right at the end, and
Sure.
they just went with that really the dandelion approach, I
Which
call it.
I respect. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it works and it works with the tone.
yeah.
I don't know. That's just like that's an expectation thing. You know what I mean? Going into it, I mean, we heard so many things about it.
Yeah.
And people going crazy. And it
Yeah.
made so much money on a Thursday night previews. It was crazy. So I was just expecting a little bit more. But no,
Hmm.
I can appreciate the ending for sure now a little bit more than what I did. And the only time that I kind of teared up a little bit throughout the film wasn't the rocket stuff. Everybody's saying that made them
Yeah, ours
start
was the
bawling.
different things.
Dude,
We
I
talked
think,
about that.
yeah, mine was when Quill or Peter meets his, or not meets him, but sees his grandpa again. You know, like I don't know
See,
why it got me, bro.
and you know what got me? It's not even like the things that happened to Rocket. Like those scenes were sad and those scenes were
Oh,
fucked up.
100%.
And I was
Yeah,
like, damn, that's terrible.
yeah.
What got me? I'm so weird like this, right? Because I feel like I'm not obviously I was comparing myself to Rocket in some type of way. It's what we do with the characters in movies sometimes, you know what I mean? But
Mm,
like Rocket at the end when they were like, you're captain, he was like, I'm captain. Like he's been like this worthless raccoon his whole
yeah,
life who's been getting shitted on, and now he just got made into the captain. Everybody was like Captain Rocket,
yeah,
and it was like, oh, dude, you fucking deserved it,
yeah,
man. Like, it
yeah.
got me right in the chest. I was like, you freaking deserved
The
it, dude.
boy, yes sir, yes
Yeah,
sir.
I get emotional at things like that.
Because in Infinity War, didn't Thor think that Rocket was the main guy, like the leader? Didn't he say? I think so. Remember in Infinity War when he comes on the
He did,
he
he
did,
did,
he did. Yeah, no, I think I'm
and that's why
assuming
they
maybe there's a
came in on
connection
the.
there.
No, yeah, that's why he came
Like
in
a
on his shoulder. No, you're totally
yeah,
right.
yeah. No, that was dope. That
Well,
was
if you
dope.
remember in the one scene, she was like, "It's always been about you from the beginning."
Right.
And like that was kind of crazy to think about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, it
I
was really well
honestly
done.
think we could see another Guardians movie, but it'll just be the new ones. Like, you know, it's gonna be
The
how
little
event.
group that we saw at the end. That
Yeah,
little girl, she's a superhero for sure. I don't know what her name is
yeah.
though. Remember?
Me neither. Yeah, yeah. I
I
saw
don't
her.
know. She had something going on with her eye. I feel like I might have seen like a I don't know. It kind of threw me off, but I know
Yeah.
somebody's gonna be in the comments. Oh, it's this person. It's this
How do you
guy.
not know this, guys? You guys are
Um,
freaking movie reviewers and you don't know who that is?
Yeah, no, they'll be on our next for sure. Now the Groot stuff. I looked it
Yeah.
up. My initial reaction was, oh, we just saw it through the POV of the other characters when he actually said, I love you guys. But apparently what they're all saying, and even James Gunn said, it's we've been on this journey for so long that we've now started to understand his language as well, which I like. I think
That's
that's
basically
cool.
what you said, though. That's like basically what you're saying, though.
Yeah, no, but I was saying we saw it through their. No, you're right. Pretty much. Yeah, I'm just saying it differently. You're right. You're right. That's kind of what I thought.
That's
But
cool,
like,
though.
no, it is dope.
Because I
And
told you that would have been, dude, that would have been a fat con. That would have been the
yeah,
most fire con on my list.
yeah.
Like, I looked at Logan, guys, and I was like, did he really just say that? And they're like, Brad, stop. I think they heard it. And I'm like, "Uh, you better be right, Logan. That fucking pissed me off, man.
No, dude, no. Even it caught me off guard at first too. I thought he just said it, and then I started thinking about it. I'm like, because thinking about it, Gamora. You know what I mean? Gamora started understanding what he was saying at the end there too. Remember, like in the whole movie, she's like, "Yo, what is he saying? Like he's literally just saying 3 words, bro. What are y'all talking about?" And then she kind of starts to understand him as well. So I think there was kind of you were learning with her. You know what I mean? It was really actually really like it now that it's pretty much a pro. I thought that was
It
really cool
is,
that you're on
yeah.
this journey with them, and then you finally understand them, because you've been with them for so long. So
Yeah.
it kind of takes away from the character a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, like the I am Groot thing, I think is so iconic and so well done. But I
But
I,
when
I,
you
I
when you
appreciate
think
it.
when it's like that point, it's cool. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
stupid now that he
It's not the end of the
completely can
first
say
movie.
different
You know what I
words.
mean?
Yeah.
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 Sweet man. So let's do our ranking, bro. Let's do our little or not ranking, but you know how like I guess yeah, the rating. Rating's the right word. Rating for it
Yeah.
out of a scale of 1 to 10. Brayden, I'll go first because you went first last time. Um, I already know Brayden's gonna be up there for sure. I'm not gonna be as high up. I'm gonna give this movie a solid. I'm gonna go with a 9.1. I think a 9.1 is a really good place for it. Like I said, I mean, it's just not. I'm not a huge fan of the Guardians movies, except for the first. I think the first one's incredible. But I think the other ones are great films. But they all kind of fall victim to the same thing, which I kind of talked about earlier, which was like the fantasy type thing that I understand that's what they are. I just can't personally get into it as
Mhm.
much. So it's a 9.1 for me, but I think it's a really beautifully crafted movie. Artistically, it's a really good film.
I'm coming in hot with a 9.5.
I expected
9.5.
higher.
It was between 9.4 9.6.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not going to go out of my way and say this is a top 5 Marvel movie. I think that might be a little far, so you have to lay out the facts. I think that's just, it's really hard to say things like that. Would I go to the point to say I think it's a top 10 Marvel movie? Maybe. I think Guardians 1 is. And I never really thought Guardians 2 ever was, but this movie is pretty good. So it could totally fall in the top 10 for me. But yeah, 9.5. There's really, like I said, not a lot of cons about this movie. If you've seen a lot of our other reviews, I've had a lot more. It was pretty much like one or two things that I kind of felt like they could have done better, but like it wasn't bad. There's nothing, that's the thing. There's
They're
not one
nitpicks.
thing bad about this movie. It was just there's maybe one or two things I was like, yeah, they could have probably done this a little differently, a little better.
Yep.
So 9.5.
9.5 and 9.1. You guys let us know your little rating down below. Let
We
us know
want
your
to know.
thoughts on the on the movie and on our little conversation we had
Comment.
about it, man. So if you're watching on YouTube, love you guys. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you're notified every single
Go
time we
fund me.
post.
Go
We'll see you,
fund me.
baby. All right, all right.
Some
Now,
actors news, baby.
well, actually, we're going to talk about the box office for Guardians 3, dude. They made $282.1 million worldwide and $114 million domestically, which is a really solid opening. And this is a film, dude. I mean, you look at the reviews. Like, actually, you know what, dude? I'm gonna look up its Rotten Tomatoes real quick. I want to see what it's at. My guess is it's at least a 98.
I
I
was gonna say
mean,
90. I thought I maybe saw it was like 97, 96, maybe, but that seems a little low. It only came out fucking what, Thursday?
yeah. Let me see.
Whoa, here she comes. Here she comes.
A critic's probably gonna be like a
Oh, here she
4%.
comes.
Yeah. So it has a 95% audience score and an 81% tomato meter.
Made a hater.
Tomato hater, babe. But no, that's pretty respectable. Yeah, this dude, it's a good movie, and like I said though, it's a film that 282 is definitely, it's not like incredible, right? It's not where Marvel's not jumping up and down, but that's a really good number. And I know that this is a film that, dude,
It'll probably keep going up for a
oh, well,
while.
that's my point. This is a film that it's going to keep going up every weekend, I think. Not going up in the sense they're going to make 300 million next week, but I mean, like the ratings aren't going to drop down too much, like a lot of movies. Won't drop down 50%, 60%. It's going to stay up there, man, because of how good it's doing. People are going to want to go back and see this movie for sure. And now that summer's coming up, kids are getting out of school, college is done, like, and for the semester and stuff, people are going to be coming down here and wanting to hang out and go to the movies, and this is the movie that they're going to see. It's the first like summer movie, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, it's gonna make a lot of money. My guess is it's gonna stop around 800, 700 mil. That's my guess. Maybe even more.
I think maybe 800, 850.
Yeah, no, that's a solid number for sure. But yeah, so that's the box office for Guardians. We have a couple other things. Sisu, the movie we loved, by the way, and it deserves way more credit. Actually, it's not doing too well.
What?
Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks.
Why?
Domestically made 5.5 million. Total, and then worldwide it's at 6 million, so it made like a million or so, 2 million. So their budget was 6 million, but you got marketing and everything, which is probably another 6 million on top of that, 5 mil depending on how much they put into it. So sadly we're probably looking at around another couple mil they need to make. So definitely sucks, because he said he wanted to make a bunch of movies out of it. Remember, he said if it was doing good he would have made like a sequel and stuff and would have gone crazy like a John Wick thing, but yeah, we didn't.
Dude, I want to see it. Please go watch it.
I know. That's what I'm saying, man. And then Evil Dead Rise, which we did a review on as well. Domestically, 54.1 million, and worldwide 97.8. Opening weekend was a 24.5. So, I mean, it's doing incredible. It's definitely going to pass up $100 million, which is great. So we're definitely going to get some more Evil Dead movies soon. So
here you go, baby.
We'll take that.
There you go, baby.
Yes, sir. Acting news, we only have 5 things. I thought we had way more this week. I guess not. Before I forget it, though, one thing I didn't write down, the new Gran Turismo trailer dropped. Gran Turismo.
Yes.
I watched a little bit of it. Looks
I watched
good,
part
actually.
of it. It looks really dope.
And David Harbour, you know what I mean? And I thought is in it, which is awesome. And
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom, really solid cast. Looks good. I mean, I didn't expect anything crazy. You didn't get anything crazy. It was just a really solid trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm a big
excited.
Fan. Yeah, man. So let's dive into the acting news. So we'll just talk about all the crazy Fantastic Four stuff that they kind of threw on us out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie, rumored to be offered the role of Susan Storm, and then you have Paul Mescal for Johnny Storm, Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
Banderas. Wait, where's he from? He sounds
He's Puss in Boots.
That's Puss in Boots?
He's the guy from Spy Kids. He's the dad. He's a very popular actor.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So yeah, he's gonna be rumored to be Galactus, which would be wild.
I saw that. I was kind of intrigued by that, but
yeah. There's some interesting ones in here, and then of course, what's his name? The guy that's gonna be going for Mr. Fantastic. We talked about him last week.
Oh, Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. So that's kind of the main Fantastic Four cast that we're playing around with. Interesting,
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not too excited for it. I would have definitely maybe got some more unknown actors and played around with it a little bit. But
I just feel like it's gonna take away seeing like Margot Robbie in that position.
Yeah.
Like even some like Adam Driver.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Adam Driver's probably the one that I agree with the most out of it. There's some interesting ones in here. Paul Mescal's not terrible, but I don't know. It's not. Yeah, it's not what I'd go for personally. No.
No, I don't want it.
And then Pedro Pascal, another Pascal. He's gonna come back not coming back, but coming to the Gladiator sequel, dude. So that's awesome, which is perfect for him. Dude, he's finally coming in movies. I'm tired of him just being in TV shows.
Yeah, no, right?
Come to films, bro. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's been, hey, props to him, dude. He's been in every single TV show imaginable, but finally coming to films, dude. I'm hyped. See my boy on the big screen. That's dope. He fits perfectly for it too.
Yeah, right.
Probably my favorite acting news that we've had in a minute. Robert Pattinson and RDJ to play a serial killer and a cop in a new movie.
Yes.
Bro.
Yes, dude. It's going to be so good.
So from the way that they wrote it out, Well, that's what it looks like from the way they wrote it out, because it says Pattinson at RDJ to play serial killer and cop. Yeah, Robert Pattinson, I mean, he's done some wild roles before. I'm curious to see what kind of serial killer he's going to be. Like emotionally, you have the more crazy serial killers and the weird, like, menacing ones that are just quiet to themselves.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Pattinson's going to play because he has a lot of range. So I'm really excited to see. I'm Batman. He just shows up. He has like the McDonald's Batman hat on,
See his hair in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you wearing?
I'm vengeance. And then this one's actually kind of messed up, and we kind of talk about it a little bit too, Brayden. The writer strike is underway, and productions are getting shut down, man. One of them is Stranger Things. Stranger Things is probably the biggest one that's getting shut down. A lot going on right now, man, because of the streaming service thing they're trying to push. It's a really interesting circumstance, and I feel like we kind of talked about it last week, but we didn't really know if it was going to be 100% going yet. But it is definitely going now. And it's been an interesting week. Not a lot of progress this week, but there's not going to be a lot of progress in this first month at all.
Exactly, yeah.
It's going to be just back and forth, you know what I mean? People just wanting something, the other side denying it. And then eventually, my guess, it's going to really start hurting the studios with Stranger Things shutting down and some of these other big, shows in these series and films. So eventually Netflix and these other, streaming services are going to be like, okay, well, let's talk. You know what I mean? It's going to
we need somebody to write our shit.
Some content. That's what I'm saying. They can always call Actors POV. I'm just saying. I mean, we're here. I am here.
We're here. Yeah, you can call Actors POV. We have a short film coming out.
That's what I'm saying.
Watch it be a Netflix original. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Stop playing. But no, dude. So it's a very interesting circumstance for sure. I'm really curious to see what kind of comes out of it, and it's gonna be very interesting next couple of months. And because it's affecting Stranger Things, I'm assuming I haven't heard anything, but like regarding like another season of Sweet Magnolias, it's gonna be definitely affecting that as well. So hopefully they get this stuff figured out and they come together and make a deal, because no actor wants to see this. You know what I mean? And I don't think anybody really wants to see it. It's just a really, really crappy situation, and I understand both sides, and it's definitely an interesting circumstance and thing going on for sure.
It's unfortunate.
A little unfortunate. That's all the acting news, Brayden. Did you hear anything else? Watch any new trailers or anything, man? Are you hype about anything?
Can't think of anything. Bernie the Dolphin 3.
Oh yeah, Bellwood too. Ah, man.
It's not even released yet, but we're gonna have merch one day. It's gonna be like half Bernie, half Bellwood.
Yo, we need to make some merch. I guarantee people will buy it. I gotta make merch. People want me to make merch. Thanks for bringing that up. I gotta get to
entertainment.
Actors POV Entertainment, baby. Let's get it.
There you go, baby.
But like Nicolas Cage on the back.
I couldn't think of anything. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Renfield, bro. Stop playing.
Renfield. Yeah, no, exactly. I actually just want a Renfield shirt.
Did you really?
No,
you said you want one? I want one too, bro. No, I want one too, man. Just Nicolas Cage on it, bro. Have you seen like that like all the Nicolas Cage stuff you can get on Amazon? You can get like a pillow. You can get like a fan that's Nicolas Cage.
What?
Dude, I don't know, bro. Crazy stuff. I was gonna say one other thing too. Dude,
Ramadan.
I totally forgot. What?
Ramadan.
What about it? What?
I don't know.
Christmas.
Ramadan's over. Ramadan happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Rafe, we had our Patreon stream, which by the way, we're on Patreon. Link in the description. Go check it out. We did our Patreon stream
Hop into Patreon.
Yeah, dude. We did a Patreon stream this past Friday night, and and the homie Rafe that was in there, man, one of our patrons, told us that they released they didn't release it, but there was they I guess showed footage of the new Exorcist movie and some other movies as well at the at one what remember what festival it was? What was it? CinemaCon?
CinemaCon, yes.
Yeah, CinemaCon. And it was like they said like a whole trailer basically, some scenes and stuff, and I haven't read it yet because I'm trying to I don't like spoilers. I know Brayden's a big spoiler guy. He loves like kind of reading into that stuff. You need to read into it and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
and see what they showed. But you guys can find that online somewhere. I'm sure you just look it up. Exorcist, was it called the New Believer or whatever? Footage
Yeah.
CinemaCon, and then you can look it up and find it on there if you guys really want to go check that out.
Yeah.
So that's released. A bunch of other scenes and stuff like that was shown at CinemaCon. A lot of trailers and stuff. So if you guys want to go check that out, go do it, baby. Go for it.
Go do
Why
it.
not? No one's stopping you.
We'll
No
be
one's
looking
stopping
into
you.
it. I'll be
All right,
looking into
man.
it.
Here we go, baby. The Guardians of the Galaxy ranking. I think we have the same exact ranking, but we'll kind of go with it anyway and kind of give our thoughts.
I think we do too.
Yeah,
If you want, we can say the ranking at the beginning since we both know what we want, or we're gonna do it, and then we can take it like worst to best and why we think. You know what I mean?
sure. We
Like
could
we'll take
do
the
that.
third. We'll take what we both have at 3 first and go with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Cool. All right, yeah. So at 3, we got Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a little nervous there. A little pause. Kind of
No,
scared
pause.
me. Yeah, no, Guardians 2, man. I've only seen this film 2 times.
I think twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's not a movie I really go back to. Kurt Russell. That's
Kurt
cool.
Russell and Michael Rooker at the end.
And Michael Rooker. That's cool. Yeah, you get the daddy issue movie of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Which it's actually really well done. I mean, listen, man, Michael Rooker I think is a really good actor, very underrated.
Probably the best third act maybe of all. I don't know, maybe of all the Guardians. That's maybe saying something big there, but it's a phenomenal third act.
It's up there. I would definitely say
Yeah.
it's up there. Guardians 1 though, the final act, dude, so iconic. You know what I mean?
Sure.
With the Power Stone, them all getting in a circle and stuff. Like, I don't know, but yeah, nah. But no, I'm with you, dude. I think third act was beautiful, really well done. The writing is really good. It's just that movie was a little bit boring for me.
Because of the pacing a little bit.
Yeah, maybe pacing issues. I haven't seen it in a while.
They
but
got to the planet and they had to it just took them a while to find Kurt. Then they finally had to figure out Kurt was his dad. And then you have Gamora and Nebula doing that whole thing, which was actually very entertaining.
Yeah, no, that was, it's almost like they need to focus more on that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care about the ego stuff at all. You know what I mean? Why not kind of zone in on this really cool relationship between Gamora and Nebula, which is big in the comics? So why not kind of dive into that? Especially when Guardians 2, you were really leading up to Infinity War and Endgame, right?
Yeah.
I think that was 2017, right? Yeah, right before. So why not lean into that a little bit? I don't know. I feel like they should have played with that a little bit more. But of course, I mean, like you said, bro, that it kind of ended up in a really good third act sequence for sure. With Ego and the way he died, it was messed up, but pretty cool stuff.
And I love the twist they did with his character.
Yeah,
he was so sweet at the beginning, and then he was like, "Well, I never loved your mother."
Yeah.
Just so nonchalant. I was like,
yeah.
Motherfucker, what?
Yeah, no, I think everybody was like, what's going on? Like, it was really well done.
Dude?
Yeah. No, I like that for sure. But yeah, you do learn a lot more about Star-Lord. This was Star-Lord's movie, I would say.
Yes.
In a sense, and I did appreciate that. And then he just kind of decided to screw it all up with Endgame. Don't ask me why.
God, yeah.
Which, by the way,
said it in this film.
Yeah, he's like, what do you say, dude?
I almost
Like,
destroyed
super
half the
emotional.
universe.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, at least you're accepting it.
I was so pissed, bro. I was like, I remember saying I'm not watching Guardians 3. I was mad. I think everybody was, dude. It's like, why, dude? What are you doing? Like, come on, man. But no, but yeah, he was great in this. I mean, Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, did a really good job. We get kind of fat Star-Lord.
Fat Star-Lord, chunky Star-Lord.
Chunky Star-Lord, you know what I mean? He put on some pounds, some donuts.
Yeah.
And like you said, they kind of play around with that, which is really funny.
Yeah, because he wasn't fat. It's just like
no.
But you can tell he probably didn't have a raging six-pack like he did in the first one.
Yeah. No, first one, he was ripped. And I remember that transformation.
It's weird
bro.
his body has progressed. It was the first one he was ripped, second one he was a little out of shape, and this one he just looks like a fucking unit, dude.
He's buff, dude. He's just huge.
Buff, yeah.
No, he ain't playing around. But no, it was wild.
Probably
I remember
washboard abs.
because he was a big dude in Parks and Rec. He was a big boy.
Dude,
And then
the comeback joke, that will be one of my favorite scenes of Chris Pratt.
She had come on her back, right? Yeah.
Dude, fucking improv hilarious, dude. The guy right there for that.
Dude, did you see that? Did you see that clip that they have in the James Gunn interview where they're talking about the fake body? And they're like,
Yes.
yeah. And they're like, yeah. She's like, yeah. I used to have the fake body in my office all the time, and people would come in and scream, come in and scream. And he was like, what and scream? What?
What would they do?
What and scream?
Oh God.
Dude, it took James Gunn like probably like a solid like 30 seconds and like a couple
To
of
get
times
it.
of like Chris saying over and over, and then they started
Reiterating it.
dying. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Um, we saw a little bit of old Chris Pratt, which was gold. But yeah, no, dude. Parks and Rec, Chris, man, he was a big boy, and then seeing that transformation, man, into Guardians, it was a big thing. People were really surprised about it. But yeah, no, good film. Had a really good time with it. Groot, bro, Groot,
Groot.
little
Groot.
baby Groot,
Yeah, Groot was adorable.
dude.
He was like the Grogu of like Marvel for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. No,
He
he
was like
was. He
Baby
was.
Yoda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. He almost carried this movie, and I'm not gonna lie, like from the
Dude, he
opening
did.
scene with him dancing and it, like it was just it's gold, bro. You
Yeah.
know, and he was
Yeah.
like he didn't even help.
Dude, you're
Really, he
right.
was just
He was
there.
so cool in that beginning montage.
He's just, you know what I mean, dancing, and they're like destroying the thing in the back. Yeah, it was funny, dude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and this movie also sets up the third movie with Adam Warlock. You know what I mean?
Very well.
And with the gold, I forgot what's their name of their
Gold
people.
people.
Yeah, the gold people, whatever they are.
We're gonna call them the gold people.
The gold people. Which is why maybe they didn't lean too much into it. Which is like, I
Yeah.
think, well, I don't think we talked about that in the review, but that is one thing I was kind of thinking about when we first walked out. I think we talked about that. Or I told you, I was like, wish they would have leaned more into the
Or did
Adam
a little
Warlock
bit more
stuff.
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess now that I'm thinking about it though, with the Guardians too, they kind of did
They did.
play with that a
Yeah.
lot.
I
Excuse me, play with
guess.
that a lot. I guess, man.
Was that the one
Yes.
was Jeff Goldblum in that one, or was he only in like Endgame and stuff?
Jeff Goldblum,
Yeah.
he was only in
Endgame.
Ragnarok, right?
Oh, it was Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty good too. That's
Yeah,
great.
no, he
That's
is pretty
great.
fire, dude.
But
I took a picture in front of a statue one time. No, I was trying to think 'cause there's like I really enjoyed the like the two things I really love about Guardians 2 are the characters and
soundtrack,
the soundtrack.
dude, beautiful.
Dude, the soundtrack carries.
So well done. And like
Could
I
have
said,
gone for an Oscar, but it's
it-
like it's obviously real songs.
yeah,
But
no, and it puts it up like you know what we could do as well, Brayden. We can kind of give our like ranking on a scale of 1 to 10 as well with these
Okay.
other couple too, because we're probably not going to rank them or review them by themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and that almost took it up a whole point for me. Like
Yeah.
just the soundtrack alone, you sit there, it's such a vibe, dude. I've never played it, just like the entire album, the soundtrack
yeah,
album.
in high school, I would drive to school and go home playing that shit, bro.
Really?
Dude, I love the soundtrack.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it brings up a whole point. This movie overall, dude, for me, it's probably, I would say, probably like a 8.4. Which I'm gonna go with.
I would say it's a 9 on the dot.
9
I
on
love
I appreciate
Guardians.
that.
Like Guardians is my favorite genre or like thing from Marvel. I
Yeah.
think Spider-Man's a close second.
Trilogy wise,
Trilogy wise,
Yeah.
yeah. Like dude, fucking awesome, bro.
yeah,
So for me these films are super dope, but I would give it like a 9 on the dot or an
I
8.9.
respect that. Yeah.
I really like it, so I'll give it a 9.
No, do it, dude.
I really
So,
like it, so I'll give it a 9.
It's getting good for you, bro. And then yeah, for I think our second movie on the list, we have Guardians 3.
Yes.
Which I think is, we already kind of talked about it, but just kind of to talk about it again. I mean, just really well done. Did what it needed to do. Just I enjoyed it. I thought it was executed really well. Like I said, pretty much everything we already talked about. I think it has some of the best cinematography, some of the best action. Soundtrack is once again really well done. Not as good as the other two,
It fit
but
perfectly for the film.
right. But
Not
yeah,
as
I enjoyed
as
it.
lively and eventful as the other ones, but
Yeah,
what I think this film has over the other two is that grounded, serious feel. It has a little bit more of approach of that than the other films, and it's like I said, it was just really cool to see the resolution of all of our like main characters. You know what I mean? The reason, like, because obviously you guys know what number one is. The reason it doesn't beat Guardians 1 for me as being number one is that movie, dude, was just so freaking iconic when it came out. Like that, we've never seen the galaxy like that. We've never seen a group of characters. We have seen the Avengers, but they were serious. These guys are played by the rules. They're human. Like these guys are there's Drax, the knucklehead. Then you have Rocket, the slimy raccoon. You have Star Lord, the egotistical, nerdy leader. It's you never got to see this, and the names they brought, like Sylvester, Michael Rooker, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel playing these guys,
Yeah.
Batista, like they brought a powerhouse of a crew, and the soundtrack was amazing. I still debate if I like it better than the second one. I still think the second one is like maybe a hair better, but they're very equal for me. Like I feel like they have very similar vibes to them, and I go back and forth and I listen to both of them. I actually probably listen to the Guardians one more, but Guardians 2 is just, dude, the songs were perfect for what they did.
No, I'm with you, dude. I mean, yeah, I think I really want to dive into the first one. We can kind of just do
Yeah.
our rating, or we already did a rating for the third one. Screw it. Let's go to the first.
Yeah. Let's go to the first.
Yeah, the number one
You
list,
guys
baby.
get the gist. Go watch the whole hour we just talked about
Come
the
on,
third
yeah,
one.
man. But no, dude. So one thing I really liked what you said is that we've never seen the galaxy like that before, and I think that's why Guardians 1 is so far ahead on like it's in my top 10 for Marvel movies, and why I appreciated it so much more than the other two,
That
because
one
I feel like
I go to say it's my top 5. I vouch for that movie. I vouch for.
we need to do we need to do a ranking of the Marvel
Like
movies for
Marvel
us.
movies. We should do the whole
Yeah,
episode on that
yeah,
one day.
yeah,
Like a
100%.
Marvel
Yeah,
tier
we do.
list.
We could do a tier list, and I'll set it
Yeah.
up where we kind of see both our faces and have the tier list behind it. Let's do
Yeah,
it, dude.
yeah.
I'm down for it. But yeah, I think actually I might have done that.
Really?
I think I did it, but we'll do it together. Screw it. We'll do it together.
We'll do it together
for the
now,
pod.
bro.
Yeah, let's do it together, man. My opinions might change a little bit.
Yeah.
Guardians 3 is new, but
Yeah.
but no. So yeah, I think I really like that you said that, because it was really fresh and it's something we've never seen before.
Super fresh.
And it was almost why, like, it was really weird and kind of like, the different, colored people, like little minions running around, you know what I'm saying? Like
Even the
little purple
characters,
people.
like they were nothing like how Iron Man and Cap and
Right.
Hawkeye are.
It was
and
so
stuff.
out there, but like it was almost so fresh and different that I appreciated it.
Yeah.
But then when you make more movies out of it, they got weirder and weirder to the point where, like, I felt like they were just wanting to be weird.
Well,
And I
so
think
you know
maybe
what?
that's what kind of threw me off.
You know what just I thought of that like is a really big thing with the first movie, and I feel like that's kind of like it's not the bad thing. In Guardians 1, they don't feel like heroes like the Avengers are. They're not. Like they're bad people when you really think about it. Like they're not bad
Anti-heroes.
people, but yeah, they're anti-heroes. And so they have that grunge. They don't play by the rules. Like they don't care like what you think. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And over the films, as they actually started to become real heroes, I feel like that maybe did dissipate a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just
I
that
see what you're
grungy
saying.
feel. You know
Sure,
what I mean?
sure. Maybe that's you might be right on that, dude. Yeah,
What
and
made it feel so fresh? You know what I mean?
true. And then I think also because there's so much good stuff in it, like the Reality Stone thing. I mean, that movie, Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy,
yeah.
is what really led up to Infinity War. Like that's
Yeah.
the movie. I mean, we see Thanos, I believe, for the first, or is it no, sorry, second
No?
time. Because we
Is
saw
it?
him. No, yeah, we saw him first time in, I think it was
Oh,
Age of Ultron in the post credit.
Age of Ultron, yes.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
But then we really got to see him here. I think Age of Ultron, you just saw him turn in his chair. In
And
this
and
movie,
he
you
was
see
like
him.
blue. He didn't even look how he
Different
looked.
actor. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
all
yeah,
different.
yeah,
This is, I think this is
yeah.
also a different actor. I don't think it was what's his name? It wasn't Josh Brolin here either.
Brolin, yeah.
He came in.
He
I
at
think,
least looked a little similar.
yeah. No, he's a little more purple. You know what I mean? A little bit of
Yeah.
like a darker purple, and then
Yeah.
a little bit better of a voice.
Not fucking blue, dude.
Yeah, that's so good, dude. To see him change. Hey, man, you know what I mean? He's getting
Good
some
tan,
sun.
baby.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, baby.
Yeah.
Getting some sun.
Got
But,
the tan in there.
he's an alien, bro. He needs it. But no, and you really got to see him talk in this one, and you're like, and this just hyped everybody up, dude. You're like, oh my god, it's about to happen. We're about to see
Yeah.
Thanos on the big screen and like be the main villain in a movie. And he was almost pretty much the big villain in this one as well. I mean, he's the one
And
that
there's
kind of
so
made
much-
Ronan do what he did.
You're making such a good point because there's like it's that idea of it being fresh. Like it was so new. We didn't know anything yet. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like these guys are discovering it as we are. You know what I mean? At
Right.
this point, we've already been through it and back. Like we know the arc's over. We know that this is the end of the arc. Beginning, we didn't even know there was an arc coming. We didn't know that this was all planned.
Yeah.
We just thought they were movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one ever thought when you watched the Guardians in movies for the first time that we're like, these guys are gonna be with the Avengers. Like, of course, people were like, "Oh, we want it," but nobody was
Right,
sitting there
right.
like, "Oh, that's Marvel's plan."
Yeah.
Marvel's plans to have Thor is gonna end up with them in their movie. Like, you know what I
All,
mean?
well, and I don't think they expected, right. I don't think Marvel themselves expected the movie to be as big as it was. And maybe after they saw like
Yeah.
the first cut, they were like, "Oh, I really like this." But like, and that's what I appreciate so much about it, man. We've never seen a movie like this ever. The first Guardians. We've
Yeah.
never seen a movie
Ever.
like as weird and out there like that as we've ever seen. James
Yeah.
Gunn, the way he was able to bring that to life without any what's what I'm looking for? Like any sketch, I guess, or anything to kind of go off of. I guess is the best way
Yeah.
to put it. It's unreal that he made it like work so well as he did.
Yeah.
The CGI is incredible. The storytelling is awesome. The characters are really well done. The character development in that movie alone is really well done. The way that it set up the trilogy that he definitely wasn't given right away. He had to earn that trilogy. And the way that he set it up so well, but while making a movie good enough on its own that it got that trilogy is unreal.
Yeah.
And I think Guardians 3, from what it looks like, it's very unanimous. But like I think Guardians, the first one, is in everybody's top 10 at least, top 8.
Yeah, man.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Like I think everybody loves this film for what it is. It's hilarious. Just it's really well done. And yeah, it's something we've never seen
And
before.
it's like
And
it's cool because you got to see all the characters at a very emotional point. Like Gamora from the first one feels more like she does in the third one than she does in the second one. You know what I mean?
right,
Weird as
because
it
yeah,
sounds.
sure,
They
because
kind of
she's
like went back to that emotional, like she was emotional, like Drax was just Drax the Destroyer.
yeah,
Rocket was like a piss drunk raccoon.
yeah,
Star-Lord wasn't really like the leader. He was just trying to like figure it all out. Or people
right.
took him serious, but not as serious as they do now.
Dude, it's so funny. You brought up the Gamora or like the Draxing and all that. I really enjoyed this Rocket, and we got this Rocket in Guardians 2 and Guardians 3, but like in the first movie, he was just that like just total jerk, which I
Yeah.
feel like we kind of missed in the second and third movie. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like I don't know, like I love the backstory. I'm not saying I don't like that, but like just I don't know, his like nastiness and like his demeanor was so great in the first one. We
Yeah.
kind of lost that with the more that we knew about him. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
And even yeah, I thought Star Lord's been great. But Drax as well. I think Drax he's gotten better with his comedy. I do like the Drax in the newer movies than I do in the first one. The first movie he was just kind of he was funny, but like he was also like more of a serious kind of guy, you know. And the second
Yeah.
and third movie they really started like heavily leaning into the comedy side of things, especially the third one,
Mhm.
which I liked that. I thought it was really well done. I think his character development regarding that has done really well.
It has
Um,
been done really well.
but um, but yeah, no, it's overall a really fun film. Love the cinematography for it being the first of its kind. It was really well done. I think that's once again a testament to James Gunn and the and Kevin Feige and all them for creating this. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
incredible cinematic universe really from that film. If you think
Yeah.
about it, it's what led everything to what it is now.
That's so crazy to think about. Stepping Stone. That's so
Crazy,
crazy.
crazy. So yeah, let's do our rating for it, dude. What do you rate Guardians 1?
To be honest, it's gonna be super high, but it is. I'll admit, I would. I this is me personally. Everyone has a favorite. Guardians One is my favorite Marvel movie, probably of all time.
Oh
Like
wow,
that for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
For me, it's like a 9.7, 9.8. Do I think it's the best Marvel movie of all time? I don't know. Like it's so hard for me, and this could be so completely by I just think of this. When you think of a picture perfect movie, like if you combine Infinity War Endgame, it's that. Like that is probably the perfect superhero movie where you get a little taste of everybody and it's just this giant expanding story, right? But for me as a person, Guardians 1, dude, changed my life, made me really love Marvel. They're my favorite group. I love their soundtrack over all the other ones. So it's probably gonna be a 9.7, 9.8 for me.
I like that. I like that.
I'm basing
Uh,
rating this off superhero movies as well.
yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah,
some
yeah,
people,
yeah.
bro. Someone was like, "Yo, like, you're gonna give it a 9.6? Like, what about like stuff like Interstellar?" I'm like, "Dog, you're taking it so
You
like
can't
you
do
think
that.
I'm
You can't
that
do that.
literal."
No, you can't do that. No,
I,
no, no.
I
You
I'll
you
even
can't.
compare like DC movies and stuff, but like for me,
Yeah,
it's freaking it's up there. It's my movie. You know what I
for
mean?
a Marvel movie, it's a 9.6 for me. I think it's really well done. It's really really well
Really
done.
well done.
And like I said, it just had that freshness to it that a lot of first movies do in a trilogy. We talk about this. I'm a purist, right? I usually like the first entries in
I
franchises
bet
and in TV series, because
But
of
you make
that
a very good reason.
freshness
You know what I
factor and
mean? It's not
right.
just some stupid shit. You know what I
And
mean? It
don't
actually makes sense.
and I love the character development in throughout the franchise, but a lot of times too, the character development's not great, and they ruin
Well,
it.
and I
You
mean,
know what
I
I
think the
mean?
biggest thing that you say about that is like the problem with expanding is now you're like the what keeps us really liking that and interested is the fact we don't know and we're assuming and we're creating our own story. But then once you make a story and it's not what we envision in our head, it's just like, ugh. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like it
Yep.
kind of takes it
Yep.
away.
Yep.
So
It's an expectation thing. You know what I mean? And what you kind of want to get out of it. And
yeah,
also too, like you like movies that leave you wanting more.
yeah,
And when you reveal so much about a character and about a story, you can only want so much more. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
It's kind of
yeah,
like, oh, cool. And that's kind of what the third
nice,
movie was for me. I loved it. Dude, you guys seen I ranked it pretty high up.
yeah,
But it's just once again, like it just we kind of already know so much about these characters, and like I don't know, that this first movie was just perfect. I really really enjoyed it, dude. I had a good time with it.
yeah.
But yeah, there's our ranking, man. But we have the same exact ranking, which is great. Bottom is Guardians 2, second is Guardians 3, and first is Guardians 1.
And yeah, let us know
Brayden's
what you
kind of
think.
flipping a little bit with the first and second, he said.
Yeah,
Um,
but I think I would probably put one. One is just so iconic for me, like
if you go back and rewatch it, you might be like, yeah, this is it.
easily, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. No, because
It's
I
that
was seeing
recency
clips, and
bias.
that's where it's like it's been like tickling
Yeah,
my mind. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
that's why I want to hear what other people think. I want to hear if it really is just us that thinks like it. We're not saying it's the worst movie, but like I don't think the third is technically the best in my opinion. So I want to see like how many people actually agree with that, or if most
Please
people
do.
really do think it is.
Yeah,
So
I tweeted
give us a
on
quick comment.
actually tweeted on Twitter. I was like tweeted on Twitter. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I was like, am I the only person that doesn't think it's like a top 3 Marvel movie? And one person just responded with, okay, then what's your top Marvel movie? So I don't know. Like it only has like 2
Like,
likes.
no offense,
So
like I think, and like I said, this is my personal list. Like I think Guardians One's in the top three, but I don't think Guardians Three is. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I
yeah. I'm
it's
with
and
you.
maybe I just need to watch them all again together. I don't
Right.
know. So
Well, that's actually something I want to do. I want to go through all the movies again, dude.
yeah,
Just watch them
and then
all
watch them back to back.
up to Endgame. Not anymore after that, but up to Endgame.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
no,
mean? And
totally.
then throw in Guardians 3, Spider-Man
Yeah,
No Way Home. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, the
You know
good
what I mean?
ones.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but no, dude. Yeah, that's gonna be it, man. For the ranking and acting news and the review and all that fun stuff. You guys let us know your thoughts on everything. I'm trying to think. What do we got this week, dude? Is this Fast and Furious? No. What is this week?
Oh, I was like, is it the Flash finally? No, it's in
Hold
June.
up. I got my calendar. It's so far away, I can't even see it. I gotta zoom in. I gotta do the phone technique.
The phone technique, yes.
We're
Is
gonna
it
make it
fast?
happen. We're gonna make it happen.
Ah, I kind of don't want it to be fast. I'm not
I
gonna lie to you,
I
ladies and
actually don't
gentlemen.
want to watch Fast and Furious at all.
Yeah, like most people are probably sitting here like, what? What? Not
Hold
my
up. Yeah, you keep talking to him. I'm gonna go over here and look at this real quick.
not my cup of tea. Yeah, no, Fast and Furious is a fantastic franchise, but one thing that it is drawn out and it should have ended a while ago. It could have ended in like five different movies. So
Ooh, you know what we got, Brayden?
what do we
We
got?
got Fool's Paradise.
Oh,
W
the Charlie Day
Charlie Day
movie.
one. Yeah. So
Let's
that makes me
go.
excited actually, bro. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Charlie Day, for you guys that don't know, man, he wrote, directed, and starring in this like Hollywood 1960s or something. What is it? Like an
Is it
old
1960s? I thought it was a little. I thought it was newer.
oh, it takes place nowadays?
Yeah, it
Oh,
seemed
I
like
don't know.
nowadays at least, or maybe like
Just
in the
like his
80s,
top, yeah,
90s.
just his top hat kind of threw me off. It's like a Charlie Chaplin type thing. I don't know.
Hmm.
It might just be the way he dressed in that scene, but I didn't see a trailer for it because I don't like watching trailers.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm
Oh yeah, I
excited.
watched the
Charlie
trailer.
Day. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You know,
Very good.
I'm excited, man. So you know what it's about then?
So okay, well I can tell you what happened in the scene. Like basically Charlie Day and the guy that he's with are with two girls and they're swimming at their dad's house and they find out they're underage. And then he's like, how old are you? And she's like 19. You telling the
That
truth?
that's from that movie.
Is that not it?
I seen
That's the movie
clips.
he wrote and directed and stuff, the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's from Fool's Paradise.
Yeah,
Yo, I've been seeing that clip everywhere, dude.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, bro. I hope so, dude. Cause, dude, that's gold, man.
Yeah. No, but I'm super
Oh,
excited. It was a really good scene.
dude, this cast is crazy,
Who's in it?
dude. No way.
Dude.
No, Brain, you're good, dude. Adrian Brody's
Judd.
in this, bro.
What? What?
Dude has Ken Jeong, Kate Beckinsale, Adrian Brody, Jason. How do you say his last name? Sudeikis. I can't say it.
Oh, Sudeikis or
Sudeikis. There you
whatever.
go. Yeah. Eddie Falco, James
Sudoku.
Bateman, Common, Ray Liotta. Dude, this is stacked.
Damn, Ray Liotta.
So I thought Cocaine Bear was his last movie. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Dude, this is wild, bro. Anyways,
That is
we're
that's a
hyped.
little interesting.
Yeah, no, we're hyped for this, dude. So we're gonna do that movie this week. I don't know what the segment's gonna be. The last segment we might do we might do the Marvel tier list. I think that'd be pretty fun. Just because
Honestly, we do have an interview. We
Oh
have an
yeah, oh yeah,
interview.
no, yeah, we're gonna post. We did an interview with the homie Evan.
Yeah, I mean,
So Evan's we're
Evan
gonna
Hooford.
post. Yes, sir. Actor. He has a lot of followers on TikTok and stuff. You guys probably know him from TikTok and YouTube. He was pretty big on social media and still is posting a lot of good content. So yeah,
Yeah.
that interview is gonna be coming out for next week's episode, and yeah, be ready for that, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And he's a really cool dude. We had a good time sitting down talking with him.
Heck yeah, bro.
Yes, sir. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Episode 15. Really do appreciate all support. Like I said, man, we're making that movie. If you guys want to go support it, link will be in the description down below. You guys can go on the GoFundMe and I'll tell you the whole description of the movie and all that. And you can also go check us out on the Instagram for that, which is also in the description. It's the Dark Room movie. Definitely go check that out, man. Posting a lot
Share
of
it with your
updates there.
friends.
Share with your friends. Let them
Put a
know.
dollar in there.
Yeah, or two, or three.
Or two. Or three.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to be greedy, but come on, baby.
Come on now. But no, man, so a lot of fun stuff going on with us. We can't wait to share more info when we get it. But we love
Heck yeah,
y'all,
dude.
man. Really appreciate it. Brayden, any last words for everybody out there, man?
Just share that GoFundMe, join our Patreon. These are the two best ways you can keep up to date with our film and you can keep up to date with us. You know what I mean? We're always active on our socials. If you guys really want to engage, reach out, tell us, and comment what you want to see more of. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love y'all. We'll see you next week. Be safe.
I love,
See
baby.
y'all then.